What's up, everybody? This is Brian Kightlinger with Left in the Field Outdoors, and this is a video on some tips and tricks on how to use a BuckBranch. Got my BuckBranch here. Haven't even opened it yet. I know that it comes built in an area where there's no scent on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these staples out. I'm going to pull the BuckStik out, show you the different parts, and then we'll get to putting it together. All right, so now that we've taken everything out, don't throw this away. Keep this because you can put your BuckBranch in here when you want to store it. So you'll notice that I have rubber gloves on. You always want to go into the woods. I've sprayed down just like as if I'm going to go hunting. I've sprayed down. I wear rubber gloves because I don't want to contaminate any of this stuff. So inside your tube you will get the piece you screw into the tree. You'll get the BuckBranch, and you'll get your Gland Lure labeled number 1, 2, and 3, preorbital, forehead, and interdigital. So let's talk now about how we're going to set this up and where we're going to set this up at. All right, so the important thing about the BuckBranch is you can put it on a path so that it's hanging over a main trail that your deer run. And because it's made to be a horizontal mock scrape, a horizontal licking branch, if you will. And so it's very important you can put it over a main trail somewhere where the deer are going. You can see behind me, this is a trail that I actually had made. This goes to my food plot. And the bedding area, okay, the bedding area is through here. So the deer will walk through the bedding area, up this main trail, and out to the food plot. So we're going to show you where we're going to put this on this tree and how to do it. All right, so we're going to take this piece. This is going to allow us to screw it into the tree to make the horizontal BuckBranch stick out. So what we want to do, I like to put it a little bit over hip height, and you want to screw it into the tree, and you can adjust it as you go. And sometimes it doesn't need to go in too far, so that it'll end up being horizontal. And you can always put your BuckBranch in here to test it, so if you need to screw it in or out. So I'm going to leave it there for right now so I can see where it goes, and then we'll adjust it from there. All right, so now that we have this screwed in, and again, you can adjust it as you go, let's take a look at the BuckBranch. So you have all of these fake leaves on here, you have some rope, and you actually have a vine. And you can adjust all this stuff once you get it set up. And then this is where the forehead strip is. It's some braided coconut rope, I guess you could say is what it is, and that's where you're going to put your forehead gland stuff when it's time to do that. So you just slide this in like that, okay, and then you can take some time to adjust. I like to adjust all the leaves out. I like to make my vine hang down between the leaves. I like to bring it further down so it hangs nice and low, so any deer of any size, any age class can hit it. And again, I like to adjust these, okay, so you're looking like that. And again, this is on a main trail, okay, that the deer walk right through, and I'm putting it right at their nose level. I would definitely say it's about 48 inches off the ground, 4 feet. I'm about 5'10". So this is perfect. They can get in here. It's a nice secluded spot. So let's look at how we're going to put the Gland Lure on and where we're going to put it. Okay, so in each pack you get, you're going to get your Gland Lure. Okay, this is a number 1. This is probably the most important one. This is a preorbital. It's going to go on these areas. The number 2 is your forehead. Eventually you'll use it on this forehead strip. And number 3 is your interdigital, and it's going to go into the ground. And I also like to wear this on my boots after I'm done making my scrapes. So we'll show you how we put these on and how it works best, so you're not spraying this all over the place. All right, so I have the preorbital, okay, and instead of spraying it all over here, what I like to do is I take the cap off and I spray it in my hands. You don't need a whole lot. You don't want to use a whole lot. And once I have it in my hands, I rub it all over my gloves, and I go up and down the vines like this. There's one vine or rope, another one right here, another one right here, and I want to make sure I get it all over, okay, the vine. You don't want to use a whole lot. If you use too much, you could spook deer, but since Gland Lure is natural, and this is a natural Gland Lure, it's pretty good. And again, you're just rubbing it into this rope, okay, to entice the deer to come in and deposit their preorbital. And a lot of times they'll put their mouth on it, put their salivary gland on it. But you want to avoid putting the preorbital on the leaves. If you put the preorbital on the leaves, the deer will come by and they'll pick the leaves off, and then you're going to be without the leaves on there. Okay, so that's how I put the preorbital on. I'm going to change my gloves here in a second. We're going to do the scrape underneath the bottom, and we'll finish up. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make I'm going to use a rake, and I'm going to open up the earth underneath the BuckBranch so I can do the next part of the mock scrape. So you want to dig down in here and get this pretty good. Move away any underbrush and expose the earth. And again, this is on a main trail, and you want to get down into the dirt good. I like to make a nice, decent size scrape. A lot of fresh dirt underneath. And the more you get down and the more you dig it, I think the better it is. Get rid of some of this stuff. It'll hold scent better. Okay, so you want it to be nice and open. You can even take some trimming stuff and clear out those roots and everything. We'll do the next step with the interdigital. All right, so I have this all turned up really, really good, and you want to try and make sure you stay out of your mock scrape. Don't put any unnecessary scent in there that you need. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the number 3, okay, and this is the interdigital, and you're just going to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little sprays is all you need. Now, a little trick. Go back this path, whatever you're doing. Put a spray on the bottom of each of your boots and walk directly to your mock scrape. That introduces a new deer to your area. Deer will be curious. They'll come in, check it out, hit your mock scrape, start working it. Forehead, they're still growing their antlers and things and stuff like that. I'll start applying forehead quite a bit once I see that deer are hard horned. So I'm just going to leave the forehead strip alone for right now, which is this area, and I'll come back up later and check it out and see if it's ready to be, if the forehead's ready to be used. So we're going to show you a trail cam setup and what we use with that, and we'll finish up everything for this little instruction. All right, once you have your mock scrape set up with your BuckBranch and you have everything taken care of, it's time to put your trail camera to good use. I like to use the Spy Point trail cameras. This one is just the a regular Spy Point camera. It's a Force Pro. It shoots in 4K video with sound. I like to set my videos for about 60 seconds so I can get as much interaction on that mock scrape as I can. I have the camera angled at the BuckBranch, and so I'm ready to go. Probably one of the biggest questions I get from people is, what do I do with the Gland Lure after I'm done making my scrapes? Don't refrigerate it. Don't freeze it. Keep them in the little packs you have. Put it in a safe. Put it somewhere where it's dark, and put it in a place where it's not going to get hot. Your Gland Lure will stay for a long, long time. You can use it for a long time. And again, don't overuse the Gland Lure. This is Brian Kightlinger with Left in the Field Outdoors, showing you how to do the BuckBranch. Happy hunting. Good luck this fall. Check out BuckStik.com and check out Left in the Field Outdoors. God bless.